Okay, so at the Grand Hotel in Trafalgar Square, central London, I'm joined by Rakeem Noble. We've just finished the 7th of March, the Noble Day press conference. How are you doing, Rakeem?
I'm doing excellent. How are you doing, Greg?
Not too bad, thank you, sir. So, 7th of March, obviously, you've got a tough opponent, #2 Croatian. Just tell us a little bit about your preparation for this fight and how it's gone.
Preparation for this fight, like you all know, the story of Rakeem is a life full of training. I never really stop. I'm always going. I'm always elevating, innovative ways to become even better. This time round, I took a trip out to Spain, Barcelona. I was sparring with the Spanish super featherweight champion, Julio Gina. Went to Budapest for a couple of days. Was sparring some of their guys out there, tough as nails. Those guys, forget head guard. I don't think they was even wearing mouth guards when I was sparring them. They are brutally tough. So I've been getting a variation of different European sparring partners. So when that comes on the 7th, I know what to expect. The training, elevation mask for altitude training, doing my road work, swimming, cycling. I tell you, I've got the all-round fitness package. I don't think anyone's beat me when it comes to fitness. I could probably do a triathlon next week and finish in a okay, that's glowing. I'll be able to finish a triathlon, put it that way.
Okay, so you talked about in the press conference about how boxers nowadays need charisma. Obviously, you come across a really charismatic guy. Is this the real Rakeem Noble, or do you put on a bit of an act for the cameras? This is the real Rakeem Noble.
People that know me, that come to my fights, for friends, colleagues, they know this is what I'm like. I like to talk. I have a lot to say. Yeah, this is not an act. If you catch me on the street, walking down the road and come up to me and have a conversation, yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give you conversation. I'll give you banter. I think that's what a lot of boxers need, because that's something you can't work towards in the gym. You can be the most athletic guy, but if you can't talk on camera for more than a minute, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, my friend.
Okay, so obviously you've had a lot of fights in the early part of your career. You've had, you've not been a pro for very long, and you've obviously run a few fights. Is that the right thing for you? Is that what you wanted to do? Is you wanted to get
exactly
a lot of
fights? That's exactly what I wanted to do. As a novice pro, you should say, you're doing 4-rounders. I wanted to get as many under my belt as possible because it takes quicker for recovery time. Also, the opposition aren't going to be as high as it was in the amateurs. As an amateur, I was fighting the top kids in England. I was fighting the best people around. So now I've had my apprenticeship as a pro. Now it's going to slow down a bit. I'm probably going to have 3 or 4 fights a year at 8 rounds, 6 rounds. Now it's going to really start getting even more tougher. And by the end of this year, like me, you and Steve have spoken, I would like to go for a southern area. So now is when it's going to get that step a bit more tougher. I'm going to be taking on these game opponents. Like I've got the Croatian #2 coming in to verse me. He's fought for a few titles around Europe. He's been on the circuit for a while. But that's the kind of opposition I want. Someone with a positive record who's coming to win, who's going to hit me back, who's going to do what they can to win, so I can show you what level I'm on, and that my 7 fights so far haven't just been against nobodies, and that I'm building in the right direction to be a champion.
All right, Rakeem, well, look, tickets are still available. If people want to get hold of you, how do they get hold of you? Obviously, they can buy from my boxing tickets, but also, how do they get you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, Rakeem Noble on Facebook, Rakeem the Noble one on Twitter. Just add me on Facebook, Rakeem Noble, and we'll take it from there. Hopefully on the 7th of March, my actual army will assemble, and it will be another good night's work, and we will look to the southern area by the time end of the year comes. So it's just a matter of time, a work in progress, and we're still getting better every day.
All right, Rakeem, well, thanks for joining us. Look forward to the 7th of March.
See you there.